Good news, good news, good news. That's all they want to hear. They don't like me when I'm down. But when I'm fine, oh, it makes it so uncomfortable, so different. What's the difference? I don't know if you're aware of this, but in the past couple of weeks, whenever I've made a video where I'm sitting in my bedroom chair, I attempt to shield your view from this radiator. I noticed my radiator in some of my earlier videos, and I was astounded at how hideous it was. So I decided to turn myself, or my chair, just a little bit to obscure your view of this eyesore. Well, I'm not doing that tonight, because tonight is Self-Care Sundays, episode 4. I'm Linda. This is Linda's World, and tonight's Self-Care Sundays is all about imperfections and walking around on planet Earth feeling like a big fat phony, a fraud, a liar, pants on fire. I can't believe that I'm the only person on planet Earth who feels this way. I mean, I've seen the memes about it. So I have a sneaking suspicion that some of you guys might feel this way too sometimes. So if you would like to know why I feel like a fraud sometimes, if you yourself have ever felt like a fraud, that at any moment you are going to be unmasked for who you really are, and you're terrified that someone's going to do that to you one day, well, I think this episode of Self-Care Sundays is for you. So stick around, because this episode starts right now. Earlier this evening, I was having a conversation with my best friend. I was telling her all about how I had to go back into my house and film my video for Self-Care Sundays, and that the topic was feeling like a fraud. Now, she's told me this before, but she reiterated it this evening, that she's never had this experience, and that she doesn't know what people are talking about being unmasked for your real self. And I told her that she's rather lucky, that she is really fortunate that she's never had that experience, to walk around on planet Earth worried that at any moment some guy in a uniform is going to tap you on the shoulder, bring you into a room somewhere, shine a flashlight in your eyes and interrogate you, revoke your membership card to the human race, and then send you home with your tail between your legs. You know? It's a weird, irrational fear that I have, that at any moment I'm going to be unmasked, that people will know that this person that you're looking at, who's like wearing a cute sweater and like has on like a Michael Kors watch that's pretty and rose gold, and like is speaking English and talking in like coherent sentences and whatnot, and has winged eyeliner and highlights and whatever, that, you know, has a master's degree and a pension, and, you know, is you know, has raised 2 dogs, and, you know, like has been on a plane and everything, like all the things that make me an adult, and that I'm going to be unmasked for some big poser, like some sort of an alien, like I'm not a human, or like at least not an adult human, you know. And and I've been doing a lot of soul searching tonight, because I want to tell you, in all honesty, this video didn't come easily for me. I've stopped and started the Self-Care Sundays like 50 times, you know, like I've wasted a lot of battery on my phone trying to figure out what is the best possible way to put this to you. And I think I've finally figured it out. When I was a little kid, we lived in the Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn, New York, and we had a 2-bedroom apartment, so my parents in one and me in the other. And then when I was 3, I was told that I'd have to share because my brother Brian was born. Now, once he made it out of the crib, we were in twin beds, and at the head of our bed, each of us, was a window. Now, my window had the fire escape. It was a painted red fire escape. And I was a little kid, so I thought it would be an awesome idea if we could sit out on the fire escape, like in the evening or whatever, and pretend like it was a terrace, and pretend that we were rich people in our house with a terrace. And so, you know, I gave it a shot for like 2 seconds, but we were told by our landlords quite emphatically that we couldn't do that we couldn't sit on the fire escape. It was like not cool. So we didn't do that. We never did. And I was upset. You know, I pounded my fist and I said, you know, when I'm an adult, I'm going to have my own apartment, and it's going to have a fire escape, and I'm going to sit out on it whenever I want, and I'm going to pretend that it's a terrace anytime I want to. So there. I'll give it a minute. Does anybody hear the sadness in that story? Does anybody know why it's unfortunate? Well, if you haven't already figured it out, it's because there I sat as a little kid saying that one day I was going to have my own fire escape that I could pretend was a terrace. It never even occurred to me, ever, that I could have my own effing terrace. Okay, that I didn't have to pretend anything, that I didn't have to, like, like sit out on a fire escape pretending like I was a rich person, and then I had my own terrace, that I couldn't be rich if I wanted to, that I couldn't be successful, that I couldn't go to school and get a good job and like have stuff and like buy it and it was mine and like have it for real, that I even at an early age I've been engaged in this pretend thing, like I would look at people on television that I admired and I would pretend that I was that person. Like I'd walk down the block, and I would have the image of whoever the lady was that I liked, like, I mean, like Lucille Ball or Candice Bergen or Mary Tyler Moore or Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched or Kirstie Alley from Cheers, or I mean, I'm trying to think of some of the women that I think are cool. Megan Mullally from Will and Grace when I got a little older. Just various women, and I would sort of like go around, and like in my head make like I was like that, like I was their character, and that I was the cool adult, And now when I was like 7, that's something that was, a kind of a humorous game. But like I'm 43 and I still do it because like I can't, it's almost like I can't accept the fact that this is me, that I'm an adult human being. Like my name is Linda Erin McManus. I am 2 months shy of being 43, that I am a high school English teacher with 20 years experience, a master's degree in ESL. I've been to several different foreign countries, and I'm on my 3rd passport. I have been a dog mother for 18 years. I have also successfully raised 2 cats. I have been married and divorced. I've had a stepdaughter. Like I'm trying to, I've ordered and paid for about 5 different couches in my life over about 5 different apartments. I'm trying to think of all the things that make me an adult human. I've had a credit card. I've had bad credit, I've had, all kinds of things. I've had a paycheck. I've filed my taxes. Like lots of adult shit has happened to me in the last, like 25 years. But, but the thing is, I don't see it that way. I still see myself as little Linda on the fire escape, pretending that it's a terrace, And I think that because I can't get my head out of this pretend thing, that I will go on pretending all of my life. Pretending that I'm the lady who's so wrinkled that she's going to get a facelift. Pretending when I get my Botox that I'm somebody else who's famous getting Botox. Pretending when I get like to my retirement party that I'm some old lady who's retiring, I'm not pretending shit. This is my life. This is who I am. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, every morning I wake up and I put on clothes and I go out there and like, I'm a human, and I do human stuff, but like, for some reason, I don't, I don't see that I'm a human. I don't see that like, I'm just like all of y'all, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm like some weird alien thing, and that at any moment, like the cops are going to stop me and say, you're not really Linda McManus. You're not an adult. You're not qualified to be such a person, and that's a terrible way to live, because I feel like I'm always on the edge of my seat and I'm always looking around every corner, and I second guess everything that anybody ever says to me. If someone tells me that I look nice, I think that they're kidding me. If someone tells me you did a good job on that, I look around to see who else they're talking to. If someone says, oh, I had a really nice time with you the other day, I think they're trying to be funny and then go laugh with other people behind my back. Oh, can you believe she took that compliment? I can't stop pretending. I can't stop posing. I can't stop knowing that this isn't a game, like, because it's not. This is my life. This is, years are passing by here. I'm getting more and more, indebted and wrinkled. I'm getting closer and closer to retirement. I'm getting more adult with each passing day. Like the moment you're born, you're dying. Like I get older as time passes, as we all do. It's just science. And as I get older, it doesn't get any better. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Self-Care Sundays, so I would like to tell you guys what I wish that someone had told me 20 years ago so that I didn't waste a whole bunch of my life pretending. You're real. You are a human being. You have thoughts, you have feelings, you have opinions, you have politics you bring to the table, you have religious or non-religious feelings. You have a sexual orientation. You have taste in music and movies. You have a preference over cats, dogs, birds, goldfish, or whatever. You have experiences. You've talked to people. People have talked to you back. They've not liked you or they've liked you, but they've thought of you as a real human being, 'cause you are. Okay? You have a uniqueness that is only yours. If anyone has ever seen the movie You, Me, and Dupree, at the end of it, Owen Wilson made like a self-help thing where he talked about finding your ness. Like, I'm Linda, so I have a unique Linda-ness. If your name is Bob, you have a Bob-ness, and Mary has a Mary-ness, and so forth, you know? And so that thing that makes you a unique individual, well, it doesn't only make you unique, it makes you real. It makes you stop needing to pretend that you're the person who's sitting on the fire escape making believe it's a terrorist. Okay? You are a member of the human race, and your membership in humanity is just as credible as anybody else's. You have amazing potential to be the best human you could be, no matter what the arena is. Okay? You could be a basketball player and win, the game for the team. You can be a doctor and bring somebody's cancer into remission. Okay? You can be a volunteer worker and save children in Syria. Okay? Or you could just be a lifestyle vlogger and tell young girls how to put on their eyeshadow. Whatever it is that you want to do with yourself, you can, because you are real. Okay? Nobody told me this, okay? I mean, I guess they could have tried. I'm sort of throwing my whole family under the bus here, because they did actually love me and tell me I was a good person and all. But shout out to my mother, who always tells me these things, but I'm just not prepared to listen. I'm listening now, and I'm listening to myself too, and I'm listening to myself tell you and tell myself that we are human beings. We matter. Okay? We're not frauds. We're not posers. I'm not a big liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm being Linda every effing day. Okay? I wake up at whatever o'clock in the morning, and I paint on my winged eyeliner, and I make sure that my hair is good and everything like that. And I am so sorry that I'm getting tearful. And I go out in the street, talk to other humans, and they talk to me back. And that means something. That's credible. I'm an adult human. I count. And you know what? So do you. Okay? So whatever it is that you're sitting there thinking that you're a big poser for, if you're worried that people are going to realize that you took that pair of pants out of the dirty clothes hamper this morning, so did I. It's okay, we all do it. If you're worried that people are going to realize that the $2 that you're spending for your cup of coffee this morning is your last $2 until payday, believe me, we've all been there. If you're worried that people are going to think that when you get in the elevator at work and you say things like working hard or hardly working, that you're just actually secretly dying inside because it's Tuesday and you can't face another day of work, trust me, we're all thinking that. Okay? You are real. You're not a poser. You are not a phony. I'm not a phony either. We are fucking people. Okay? We belong here. Our place on this planet, every human being's place on this planet, is every bit as important as the next guy. I know we all differ in very many ways. We are different races. We are different ethnicities. We are different religions. We are different sexual orientations. We have different tastes. We have different politics. We have different beliefs. We have different looks. There's people with long curly hair. There's people with voluntarily shaved heads. There are people who wear no makeup at all. There are people who don't work. There are people who work 18 hours a day. There are people who are born with silver spoons in their mouths. There are people who are homeless. Everybody is a person. Okay? That's the one thing that unites us. And so to say that we are any less of a fraud than the next guy is absolute bullshit. That's the fraud, because we matter, okay? And individually and together, we can make great things happen. Doesn't matter what those great things are, and we don't have to do them every fucking day. Trust me, there are days when I just want to sit down too, help mostly, okay? But we have to know that that's not being a poser. That's not being a fraud. That's not wearing some kind of mask. That's us living our lives. And until we realize that, we are actually being posers. Because you know what we're posing as? Happy. So I think that I'm going to conclude now because I think I've talked your ear off. And I think that you're probably freaking out just a tad that I got a little emotional. Yes, as a human being, I have emotions. I have plenty of them. Usually it's rage, but this evening it was tears. And so therefore, I'm going to cut it off at this point. I am so incredibly happy that there are 63 of you now. You know, Linda's World hit 63 subscribers this week, and it was actually shortly after I made my Top 10 Tuesdays video where there were 60 of you. I cannot believe 63 people on the earth care what I have to say, you know? It sure doesn't happen in my personal life, so I can't believe it's happening on YouTube. And I just want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that you continue to grow and multiply, and, you know, like the old commercial says, you know, they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends, and so on, and so on. Am I the only person old enough for that reference? So I'm going to quit because I hear the circular talk that I'm giving you here. And I'm going to say that believe me when I say I'm real, you're real. Our tragedies are real, our triumphs are real. Our existence on planet Earth is real. This video is incredibly real. My subscribers are real. And I hope that you, the subscriber, will sit down, watch this video, internalize what I'm saying here, and go out into the world tomorrow morning, a new fresh Monday, and know that you are not a fraud. You're a person, just like me, and we can do it. You've got this, and you are not a phony. Neither am I. Self-Care Sundays, Episode 4. Good night.